important, then the question that I asked you on, would you quit your job and quit doing corn if you met a man that can protect and provide for you and working is optional? You said that you wouldn't. You said that, well, I would still prefer that a man just accepts it so I don't have to, or I'll prefer that we would do corn together.
Yeah, but the previous question was if I would prefer to stay at home with the kids or go work, and I chose work because I can keep providing for myself, and I prefer emotional safety and emotional connection.
So what if I'm a millionaire and I'm like, yo, babe.
Wait, so
if you give me no emotional connection, I'm not gonna be with you.
Hold on, but no. What if there is emotional connection between you and I? And I'm like, yo, babe, chill. I'm rich. I got all the bread. You don't got to do that.
Wait, I'm curious to know what's your answer to the first part of that question?
Okay, what was the first part of the question again?
Yeah, good. Let me answer the first part.
Okay.
The first part of the question is. The first part of the question is: are traditional relationships still appealing to you today?
I mean, not the traditional sense to women being in the kitchen and staying at home and doing all the...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That I'm not
it's
down
a contradiction
with that.
then. Because what she was saying, trust me, her real answer, when he asked the question, that wasn't the real answer. Her real answer was when I asked the question about, would you stop doing corn if you met them? And she said, no, I want my cheeks to be clapped on camera.
Yeah, but I wasn't specifying corn. I could be talking about staying in the hospital and working.
Yeah, but we were specifically talking about corn.
No, we wasn't talking specifically about that. We were talking about working, keeping my job.
I get what you're saying, but you said that you would prefer a man accepting of you doing corn. That's what you said. Yeah. So meaning that if you met him, he'll be okay if you're still doing it, or you guys would do it together.
Yes.
That's what you would prefer rather than the man telling you not to do it at all.
Yeah.
But what if
Which means that, listen, the reason why you're doing it, the reason why you're doing corn, is it only for money?
No.
Or do you like having sex?
I mean, I'm not always having sex. I do mostly solo.
But if you're solo, you're still having sex with yourself.
I guess, yeah.
So
what the heck? You like sex?
I guess the answer. I guess the question should be more so: do you like it for the pleasure?
Yes.
Okay, so you do corn because you like it for the pleasure, not for the money. Of course, you like it for the money, but what is more, the pleasure?
Yes.
Okay, so you would still post videos even if you didn't get money?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
So then it wouldn't necessarily be
but
pleasure would be for
I am making money, so
yeah, that's not the question.
Don't let it slide.
I'm not gonna let it slide.
I mean, I wouldn't do it fully, but I would share some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do some stuff.
All right. Well, that's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't do it fully, but you would share some stuff. Now, how often do you...
Spectrum, though. It's just... it's a spectrum.
What if I gave you all the money that's in...
Hold on, bro. Let me just finish the convo. Yeah. God know what you're saying. You just want to...
Yeah.
But she ain't gonna... She gonna be like, what, nigga?
Yeah.
You gotta give her certain questions because she's good at...
Okay, let's
go. She's good at obfuscating and moving on and try to avoid answering directly. But this is what she's good at.
Yeah.
Girls that do OnlyFans, strippers... Any girls in sex work, they're good at not speaking direct because think about it, their entire business is indirect stuff. Like strippers, well, besides corn, they don't get more direct than that.
Yeah.
That's straight penetration, but it still is indirect, especially on OF. When she's messaging guys, she's never messaging like, yeah, here's my addy, come get this. No, she's talking to them to try to get them to keep sending her bread. So it's indirect stuff. What do strippers do? They dance a little bit, throw a little booty, so they can still get the guy to spend more money. So their entire life is to seduce a man, to do things indirectly, which is covertly to extract the resources from the man.
To manipulate.
Yeah. They do it for manipulation, but in a covertly way to extract the resources. That's what they do, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah. All right, continue cooking.
With that being said,
continue cooking.
With that being, and Rumor, you know I'm right.
That's what I said, manipulation.
Yeah, Oh, you said manipulation.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she said it. Okay, facts. Okay. All right, so...
It's a dream. We're selling a dream.
Facts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all selling a dream.
A fantasy.
to guys that don't get none.
And I'm gonna be honest. You ever want relationships from guys, but he ain't give it because he was selling a dream too.
And we know that.
I do that all the
No,
time.
y'all don't know.
I'm doing it right
Because
now.
y'all be giving up chicks to dudes that will never give you a relationship.
Facts.
So, but anyways, the difference is these guys that's subscribing to your OnlyFans and giving money, they know they ain't never gonna hit. They just do this just to.
There's a whole market out there for people that just send money to girls. It's called fin domination. So there's a lot of people out
Like
there.
there's
Just,
men that
Yeah.
get like horny.
they
off
want
of
us to
sending
treat them
you.
like objects and be like, send me some fucking money,
Yes, we
you
know
piggy.
that. They're called simps and betas. They don't get
no.
none.
Well, the thing is, they don't actually. Their mind. Let me be honest, ladies. There's not any man on this planet. No man on this planet, if he had a choice, would you want to just get sex from the woman and have a consensual, good relationship with the woman or a situation with the woman? Or would you just rather pay for her life? Every guy out there would be, well, men, we have it in us to be a protector and a provider and to give to the needy if we have it to give. But every guy's going to be like, no, I want to see her. I want to clap cheeks. So all of the guys that's sending you money and send you bread too, rumor, in the strip club or whatever, giving you bread and they telling you these stories. They just, oh yeah, baby
Past
girl,
tense.
they tell you think that they're okay with you just talking to them. But trust,
No, I know they're not.
yeah, they want more.
Yeah,
they
I
want
know.
more than just a conversation. They want the physical aspect because men, we are physical creatures. But let's move it on anyways, right? Back to the conversation at hand when it came to, you know what? Let's get to the root of it real quick and to the contradiction that happened. So you said that you would prefer emotional connection rather than financial stability. But I think that is a contradiction to the last few statements that you made. And prove me if I'm wrong. Don't just let me speak and, if I'm wrong, say, no, you're wrong and tell me why I'm wrong. Because I would like to be wrong. But so far today, I've been right. But let's continue on. You said that you would prefer an emotional connection over financial stability. The contradiction to that is that you yourself currently do corn, and you said that you would prefer that the man, if you got into a relationship, allowed you to continue to do corn or to do corn with you. You also concluded that, well, if you didn't make any money from doing corn, well, you would definitely stop a whole lot. You would cut it back. You would put out some content here and there, but you would cut it back extremely. So with that being said, it seems that you would definitely prioritize a financial stability over emotional connection.
Wait, but on top of all of that, the emotional part does throw me off only because you're not fully committed to nobody. You're in an open relationship. So like, how can you be emotionally want an emotional connection? Like mainly when you're okay with them being emotionally connected with other people also.
I mean, we could go deeper into that, but
I would love to.
yes. I mean,
We got time.
like I said
Good question,
before,
Wilmer.
like
Good
I said before, being non-monogamous is not about having multiple sex partners. It's not about the sex.
That's exactly
No,
what
but
it's
it's the
about.
No, it's not about.
Yes,
No,
it
but the
is.
emotional
No, that's
part comes into
polyamory,
play
and that's
too.
something else. Like, I mean, if you choose that side, but that's
So if
not.
it's not sexual, then it would have to be emotional, right?
Yeah.
So like, how can you emotionally be attached to so many people?
I mean, the
like-
same way that you have many different type of friendships, like it doesn't have to be like a romantic type of level. But if I do have my main person, like I would prefer that emotional connection because like I don't like the money. Yeah, the money is important, but if we're both making bread, I would prioritize the emotional connection.
So would you, I think he's asked this question too. Would you get into a monogamous relationship or you would prefer it to be polygamy?
And it's not polygamy, it's polyamory.
Oh, polyamory.
Or non-monogamous, not
Or not-
polygamy. I'm not like Even if I
Non-monogamy.
like,
So
yeah.
so you actually prefer non-monogamy then?
Yeah.
Okay. And you prefer non-monogamy where it's open on your end, meaning
No,
that
both ends. I mean, yeah.
fair enough, both ends, but still it's open on your end where you can have a connection with someone else.
Yeah, and I'm not saying sexually connection. I'm not saying just that.
So let me ask you a question. Hypothetically,
Yes.
dream scenario, right? You got two choices. You can either meet, it's the man of your dreams. He checks off all the boxes. He's your height preference. He's your race preference. He speaks bilingual. He speaks English. He speaks any other freaking languages that
Basically
you want to
me.
speak. So he checks off all the boxes. He has a great connection. He's able to make you feel the vibes. He's funny. He's charismatic. He gets along with your child. He gets along with your family. This guy is the pinnacle of men,
Okay.
right? Or you can have a situation where it's non-monogamy, where you meet a bunch of different people and you have different connections. What would you prefer, option A or option B?
Option B.
Okay, you prefer option B.
Yeah.
And what's the reason why you would prefer option B?
Because first of all, like I'm bisexual. That's the first. And like I would feel like I'm not being myself if I'm going to a non-monogamous relationship with a man. I'm not being true to myself because I also like women.
Okay, then my question is, have you ever met a man that checked off all your boxes?
I mean, not yet.
Have you ever met a woman that checked off all your boxes?
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so you never met any human being that checked off all your boxes.
Not yet.
Got it. So then really you
Right.
can't even fathom it. That's why I'm putting it into a hypothetical.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Oh, hypothetical. So
Yeah.
let's just say if you met the person that checked off all of your boxes, if you think about that for a second, like, wow, this person would have to be very great on all of
Yeah,
this.
very great. And he would exactly. So one of them boxes would be like being open to an open relationship, or like non-monogamous, or like being okay with me also being bisexual. And like in women, that would be one of the boxes if the perfect man was right here.
Question, when did you lose your virginity?
Pass.
Very young.
Like, were you under 15?
Pass.
Over 15?
Pass.
Fair enough.
It was about 14.
That's the next video anyway.
Okay.
I think it's something on that. I think it is. I think he asked the girl that question.
Wait, I just have one more question for you. Do you choose that option because you're bisexual and because you want to like explore both, or are you choosing that just for the simple fact that like you just don't want to be attached to one person?
I mean, I don't feel like I have to be attached to one person. I don't see it as like that.
Okay.
Like,
Well, I'm curious.
The reason why I asked when did you lose your virginity, you don't have to answer that question. I was just curious because normally the way how you think is how a man thinks. Like men, we look for quantity rather than quality. So any chick, I interviewed over 700 girls, and all of the 700 girls that I've interviewed, most of them, besides the one that were broken, they chose that they would prefer quality over quantity. Now, if you ask a man, you get a man in the room, I don't care, any man, if he's being honest, he's going to say quantity. Like if you ask him, like, bro, you can have 3 girls and they all love you and you love them and it'll be a committed marriage and they're okay with it. You don't have to hide anything. All guys, and say if you even speak about the morality between it, like say if some of them are Christian, you like, nigga, God is cool with this. God was cool with David doing it in the Bible. They're like, he gonna be cool with you doing it too. Like, and all the girls, cool. They gonna be like, you know what? Then yeah, I prefer that. Like men would say yes. So what I'm saying is, the man's nature is to want quantity. The woman's nature is to want quality. So she's not going to choose many. She's going to choose one that has many characteristic traits that's good in that man, or all the characteristic traits that she prefers in one man, right? But you're different. You want quantity, which means that you've adopted the psychology of the male. The only way a woman can adopt the psychology and the thinking of a male is if she is broken. And the only way a woman can, when I mean broken, I mean that she experienced some trauma, meaning sex at a very young age, losing her virginity at a very young age. She's been abused before in her childhood, or she's been very promiscuous, meaning that she had sex with so many men that she is unable to feel satisfied. So the only way that she gets some satisfaction is by dealing with multiple people. Make sense?
I get what you mean, but like I said, for me, it's not about the sex. Because even now that I'm single, it's not like I'm having sex with multiple people and just like, hey, yo, let's do a video. It's not like that. But I get what you mean.
Well,
but
I know
I'm just
that
saying
part.
for myself.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that you do need a connection to have sex with a man. You need either money from a video, like, oh, money. I'm connected to money. You need some type of connection. Whether you're connected to money, like, oh, I get money out of this. Sure, I'll go ahead and bend over and let you plow it. Or you need an intimate connection with the guy. Like, okay, I'm dating. I like this guy, and we can hook up. Is that true or untrue?
I mean, not necessarily, because, yeah, I get a lot of people in my DMs being like, hey, let's... For me, it's not like that. I'm not just going to fuck you because you throwing money at me.
No. I don't mean that.
Yeah.
I mean that, like...
But no. Yeah.
Meaning that, okay, let's say if Ease, hypothetically, if Ease wanted to...
Jesus.
Nigga pervert. They over here cheesing like,
And I'm just smiling. Like, I was thinking about something funny. I can't smile. Damn.
Hypothetically,
I got.
let's say if we set it up and Ease wanted to be on one of your OnlyFans videos. And it's like, yo, this could make a... There's no emotional connection. Y'all just met today. You ain't even speak.
Yeah.
There's no emotional connection, but it's money involved. Like, oh, yeah, this could be a good opportunity for you to get this money. Would you go ahead and do it?
No.
And why wouldn't you? What would be different than Ease than your agent calling a regular random dude to do it?
So I don't go about random. Like, I'll just go with someone that actually, like, it's in the industry and makes content and have
So
an
what-
So
established...
what I'm saying
If he-
is, okay, if Ease is in the industry, hypothetically,
I'm about to get in the industry. Matter of fact, help me.
No,
So
not
listen.
like that. You gotta prove to me that you've been
All
in
right,
the industry.
let's just finish the conversation. Hypothetically, Ease is in the industry. He got a fan base. He's known in the industry. This is hypothetical. He's known in the industry. He's known for knocking it down. People want to watch the videos that Ease is in. You guys have no emotional connection. So the only reason that you would say yes to doing is for a financial reason and to further your career path.
Clout.
For clout. So
Yeah.
would you accept it or no?
I could, yeah.
No. Would yes or no? Would you if
I mean,
you don't
it's
even have to
different
use Ease?
factors.
If a guy was in the industry and he wanted to
Yes.
bust it down, would you say yes or no?
Yes, if he was actually,
He was there. Yes. He's freaking the
I would
Black
say
Super
yes.
Saiyan. What's the nigga that
Yeah.
hit Adam 22 girl?
I don't know his name, but yeah, him.
Him, freaking Goku, Black Goku, whatever that nigga name is.
Me.
Black
But yeah.
Terminator.
His name was Ease. That's what his name
He
was.
was out there cracking everything. But so yes, right?
Yes.
Meaning that there's no emotional connection. So then the part that I'm speaking about, you are capable of having sex with a man just because out of quantity without having a connection. So meaning that you'll do it because of financial gain to further your career path. There's no emotional connection, but you'll do it, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm asking you, the reason that you would do it is abnormal for a woman to do. Women don't have random sex with men that they do not have emotional connection with. So I'm asking you, what broke in your chain of thinking and your chain of morality and the things that you accept? Was it something in your past? Now, you don't have to give the detail. You can just say, maybe I think it's something in my past, or I think that I've been with a lot of men and, maybe this is what I found the liking to.
Or more so, out of those 3 options that he gave you, was one of those it? The 3 options that he said. He said child trauma,
No.
sex at an early age, and he said,
Just having the sex with a lot of men.
yeah.
No, not really.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I just view my life in a different way. Like, I don't really go into what society think it's like. you know.
I think
My
he's
brain,
more.
I don't know. It's like
I think he's trying to ask
No,
because
you do.
I know what you mean. You're trying to see if I'm broken, if I was abused, or if
Baby
I'm.
girl. Baby girl, let's
No,
stop
not
real
like
quick.
that though.
Here's what I'm saying. You don't have to disclose exactly what
No,
it is.
it's okay. I'm just saying like it's none of those. It's just I view things differently and like
because us as women, we're not born to be like that's not how
I don't believe that.
ran.
That's the thing. I don't believe that way. I don't
like
think
you don't
that
believe
way.
that we are naturally like we like.
That's not what I believe in.
Oh no, I'm just asking because that's technically scientifically like I can prove it. Like we
I'll ask you a
aren't.
question. When was your first boyfriend? What age?
Like I don't remember.
Okay, I'll just say this. If you could think back, when did you first have a crush on a guy? How old were you? I'll tell you mine first. Let's be open and honest. I think the first time I had a crush on a girl, I think like when I know like dang, like I like this girl, like I was attracted to her, I was like dang, I want her to come around. It was one of my sister older friends. I think her name was like Kirsten or something like that, or Kirsten. Her name was Kirsten, and I was like 6 or 7 years old. She was light skinned. Still kind of remember how she looked. I'm like, sis, bring her around again. Dang, just a few years older. I'm like, bring her around again. So I think I was like, let's say 7. I think I was about like 7 years old. I was like, dang, she's attractive. Listen, my sister, call her again. She could come over to the crib. I was 7 years old when I felt like a crush and an attraction for a girl. How old were you?
I don't know. I was like in middle school, maybe.
Okay, middle school.
Yeah.
All right, so you were in middle school when you had an attraction for a man.
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay. And when did you have an attraction for a woman? At what age?
Same.
Or same age. So it was at the same time you was like, oh, I'm attracted to this man over here. I'm attracted to this girl over here.
Yeah.
Now, when you first discovered your attraction and this crush that you had, did you want many partners or did you just want that one person?
I couldn't tell.
Or did you want both?
Or did you want, that's what I'm saying, did you want many? Like,
I mean, not saying like many, but I was open to.
Like if they both approach you at the same time, you would have been like on that with both of them.
Yeah.
So do you think that way because you are bi?
Yeah.
Nah. That's not what I'm saying. We skipped we skipped the step. We skipped the step. Now, there's I'm speaking about like a crush. Like someone that you was crushing on, like you had a crush, like if he or she spoke to you, you'd be like, man, like this is the one I want to date. Like you want to date this person. How old were you?
Like
for me, it wasn't
school.
7. For me, it was probably like middle school.
Yeah, like middle school.
Mine was middle school.
Okay,
too.
so like middle school is when you actually like, wow, I want to date this person. Now, my question to you is, when you had this crush and it was someone that you wanted to date, were you thinking of quantity? Like, man, I want to date I want to date this person and that. It was just that one.
Yeah, at that moment it was just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get to.
Okay.
For the man is different. I told you about my attraction. The first time I was attracted to a girl, I was a 7. But the first time I had a crush on a chick, I was in 6th grade. But guess what? I had a crush on that chick. I had a crush on that chick. I had a crush on that chick. It was a couple of them that a nigga was crushing on. Hey, man, if they all would have said yes, I would have been you Hefner in that middle school dating all of them. You know what I'm saying? It would have been like that. It was like, hey, I shoot my shot, whichever land, or if all of them land, I'm taking them all. That's a man's mindset. We would accept that. I mean, at a young age, too. With no negative influences, like it's in us to be like, oh yeah, like, oh Brittany, Katie, Lauren, goddamn, y'all both want me. Oh, what? And y'all accept it? Well, let's figure this out. Yeah, we could do this. We could do. Who I'm gonna make my number one? Were you thinking like that? I was not saying that was on my forefront of my mind, but hypothetically, I would have accepted that. Is that something that you would have accepted in middle school?
I don't know. Maybe like if it was a girl or a guy. Like,
man,
and that's why I asked if it's because
yeah,
you don't give honest answers, bro.
You're making it seem like it's okay for a guy, but it wasn't okay for a girl. Like I don't roll like that either. Like I don't care about.
Chat. This is how you know she's lying and being disingenuous. Is because the reason why she doesn't want to answer these questions and be clear because she doesn't want to seem like it's being wrong because she has a sexual perversion. Your sexual perversion, what I'm saying is, you even know it's wrong because your parents wouldn't be cool with it. Would your parents be okay with you being bisexual?
Yeah.
Do they know you are?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was just
Yeah, it's okay. They do know that part.
Puerto Ricans?
Yeah.
I don't know about chat.
Yeah.
I don't know about. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know. They gonna be like, Maria, you can't like Selena as well. You gotta go for Hector. Like they're not gonna.
They didn't
it's not
throw a
like that.
chancleta at you.
I'm sorry?
They didn't throw a chancleta at you.
Yo. Chancletazo? Yeah, but like not for
I'm just
that
talking
right
I
now.
don't know, I'm just
Yeah.
being funny.
This nigga Jesus.
Maybe the years before, like, you know.
All right.
Moving on.
You gotta shoot the chat.
Yeah, I know we got a couple of them in here.
Moving
She
on.
being disingenuous, shot.
Nah.
Yeah, really. Well, we already
being
know that you
myself.
are because we caught you. The thing is, we know that someone is being no fugazi. I mean, we know when someone is being fugazi when their answers contradict one another. It's like, okay, so well, why aren't you telling the truth here? Because the reason, and I know why, the career path that you chose, you know that it's immoral, but you know that that's how you make your money. Now, you may be a sexual deviant and these are things that you may actually be into and you actually find pleasure from it. That's totally fine. That's your prerogative. No one's getting on your sexual acts. But when we're speaking about the morality of it, you do know that it's immoral. Because if your parents consumed your content or if your child consumed your content, you would definitely feel some type of way. You wouldn't want that. Like you said, you would think